Wendy Williams, right? Do you know anything about Diddy getting her fired?
Did Diddy get Wendy Williams fired? Yeah, he sure did. And then what happened? It was I did the Wendy Williams show. Yeah, when I if I remember this story right, Wendy Williams she was saying a whole bunch of stuff about Puff that y'all talking about right now. In fact, Wendy Williams was the first one to expose Puff. And the things that she was saying about Puff, the allegations, he was denying them. But Wendy was in the way saying she knew him. So the more and the more she kept talking about it, the more and more he used his power to get her fired. And then she wasn't supposed to say his name out her mouth again unless she was doing an interview or something like that she could speak on him. So when I went to do the interview, she was really happy to have me on the show because she had a chance to talk about him again. Yeah, that's what happened. Because she was telling about all of these freaky parties and all of that, all of the male-male relationships, and talking about the people in those high powers and what they doing to these little boys like that, giving them record labels. And they giving these little boys, where every boy they was getting bad boy, gave him a record label. Bad boy. Bad boy. Get out of here. So Wendy been telling them kind of stories. They was like, damn, she putting out too much information. See, this was before this been, these kind of things could have been going on forever. From the start, from the beginning of the money, as soon as the check was signed over, what did you have to do? I had to get touched in the booty. That's not good. You know, you know. But some people is like that. They got that in every walk of life, not just in the music industry. They got police officers is even doing it in the police station now.
Right, right. But I want to ask you, right? How did Diddy act around females?
Insecure, like he act like he was the prize in the loaf of Wonder Bread. He's like, he's very insecure. He's very don't want to see her talking to no, but don't talk to no. It's almost like, how they got a saying called, if she winks, she'll if he catch you winking, he catch that girl winking, he's offended. Because if you wink, but how could somebody be, see, certain girls he must have been selfish about, and some females he wasn't as selfish about them as others. Because if he really liked to see people have sex with his girl, then why would he be upset about somebody trying to talk to his girl? So I guess there was a difference between the women that he thought was his, that you can't touch, versus the women that he felt was just the ones you freak off with. Like, did he freak off with Kim Porter? I probably doubt that he would. Did he freak off with Sarah? Highly doubt he would do that. Those would be a different kind of caliber relationship. Did he freak off with Cassie? Yeah, he did that. Why? Because he didn't have as much respect maybe for her that he had for the other females. So even around people, period, like he'd get upset, throw tantrums. This powerful. It's like, don't look at nobody, don't talk to nobody. You just sit here. That's it. Like, he have a girl sitting in the man. Look, I used to go to his lounge. He used to have a lounge with a pool table and stuff in it, and kitchen and all this, and daddy house. So I go to the lounge. I'm in there shooting pool, and he have a girl that he done had come meet him up there, and she be sitting in the lounge on the chair waiting on him to come. He ain't come. He ain't get to the studio about 3 hours later. I'm in there shooting pool. I be like, you want a drink? She be like, yeah. By the time he come in, the girl like me now. I left her here for 3 hours with some drink and me? Oh man, that's a problem. He'd be like, he'd be very uncomfortable with that. And I would have been too, because I'm like, you leaving her here and you not paying her no attention. The only thing she wants is somebody to pay her a little bit of attention. She here because she want you to pay her attention, but you're not paying her no attention. So the first person that come and pay her attention, she gonna laugh and giggle and drink. He gonna come in, he ain't gonna like it. That's what kind of person he is, not gonna like it. You know, I remember one time I brought a girl to the lounge to meet me, and it happened to be a girl that he liked when he was in high school, and he was mad that I cracked her. He was like, "Will you meet her?" I said, "I met her at the club, bro. I met her at the club." Then it was a time when they be like, "Yo, send Mark Curry back to Atlanta." I was doing too much. I was like, "Man, I'm going to the club tonight. I'm going to crack all the pretty girls," and I was doing it. I had this crib over there, to all of the perks and all of this. Man, you crazy. That created a big problem. You could tell when certain girls I would talk to and I would get on, he'd be like, he ain't like that. Not the ones that he been liking since high school. You leave him alone. I ain't know it.